Hello, my name is Karen, and yes, this is an offset spatula holding my wireless mic. So, I haven't watched wrestling in a while, and I want to know if it can win me back. More specifically, what this video is about is that I haven't watched WWE's Raw in years. So, the story on me is that I was a WWE kid from the very beginning. I was a fan for years, but then there was a point where I just grew so disillusioned and so unhappy with the company, not only creatively, but business wise. And I got to a point where it was an absolute chore to watch. I was unhappy with the decisions that were made, and I just decided to stop watching. I didn't care anymore. And I highly recommend you do that too. If you do not like something, just walk away. Seriously, it's okay. Now, I am aware of everything that's been happening off camera and Triple H taking over, which is why my one friend has really been pushing me to get back into WWE. And since I created this channel, I thought, okay, you know what? Let's do it. But the thing is, I'm only going to talk about Raw from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. because my time is precious. And one of the reasons why I struggled with watching WWE, especially Raw, every single week is because that is 3 hours of my time that is precious. And it became an absolute chore watching 3 hours of Raw every single week, especially during the times when it sucked. There's a laptop next to me because, of course, I took notes. I'm efficient like that. So I'm only covering from 9 p.m. until 11 p.m. And I figured if anything important happened in the 8 o'clock hour, Michael Cole would tell me. And sure enough, he did, which is one of the positives, I would say, WWE has. They're really, really good at catching you up to speed on what you missed, especially as somebody who hasn't watched in a long, long time. So I tuned in just at the 9 o'clock hour, and the first thing that I was met with was this. I was aware that Dominic Mysterio was looking like Eddie Guerrero these days. I also know that he and Rhea Ripley have this relationship / storyline that is very parallel to Eddie Guerrero and Chyna from back in the day. But this was my first time seeing him with a mustache, and I was not prepared. This mustache is going to become an obsession to me. It is now my new Roman Empire. Dominic Mysterio's mustache is my new favorite wrestler. Moving on, we get a match shortly after 9 p.m. I was impressed by that. Good on you, WWE. And Braun Strowman is back? What happened there? I thought he was done with wrestling. I also thought that people hated him. So are we okay with this? Like, is everybody cool? Is this a good thing or what? So Braun was in a match against Damian Priest. My God, that man. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Next thing that happened, shocked that Akira Tozawa is still there. You do you, boo-boo. Get that paycheck, live your life. And then we get our second match of the 9 o'clock hour, and Kaden Carter and Katana Chance come out. Before I even see them, I hear their music. And when I tell you that for a split second, my heart completely dropped to the floor because the music sounded like Azumi's, and I thought, wait, is Azumi in WWE? What is happening right now? Like, could you imagine Azumi in WWE? The universe would explode. So they had a tag team match against Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler. So the match happens, and then they show a movie promo during it. So some things haven't changed. Then we have a segment between Dom's mustache and Rhea Ripley, and I am just gonna say it, this mustache is single-handedly sucking me back into WWE. Like, I want to erect statues for this mustache. I pledge allegiance to Dominic Mysterio's mustache. Also, the best part of this segment, besides Dom's mustache, is that he says to Rhea Ripley,
"You're still my mommy and that you belong to me."
Not even Drake could write a hot track like that. Also, what is Carlito doing there? Because I may be a fan of that. Back in the day when Carlito first started in WWE, I was definitely one of the 3 fans of his. I was obsessed with him, and I don't care. And then we move on to a segment with Drew McIntyre coming out to the ring. And no matter how long it's been since I have seen that man, I will never tire of saying his name as Drew. It just gives me such a serotonin boost. So I know that CM Punk returned to WWE. I am not that out of touch, and I know that he and Drew have been feuding, but Punk has been injured. For some reason, I thought Punk may have returned already, but apparently not. They say he's still injured. And the whole point of this segment is that they're going to book a match between Drew and Punk at SummerSlam. And Drew is like, yeah, book it now, brother. But that match isn't going to happen until Drew apologizes to some refs that he beat up, pulled a Karen on. I don't remember. And Drew had gotten suspended for that. And if he doesn't apologize, he's going to stay suspended, but he refuses. So this is going to ruin the tour. I've got to say that this entire segment really showcases how good WWE is at doing what they do. Like, as somebody who hasn't watched for a long time, I am able to come into this episode and understand everything that is going on thanks to Michael Cole and Pat McAfee. And then the general manager in this segment, Adam Pearce, I don't know who he is, but I'm kind of triggered by him because he talks to Drew in a way that I have been talked to in my life. And it is a very demeaning and uncomfortable feeling to be talked to in that way, especially if you're somebody who cannot speak up for yourself or stand up for yourself. So good job, Adam Pearce. I don't like your character anyway. And then Seth Rollins ran out. It seems that he also has beef with Drew McIntyre, and I immediately assumed it's because he got screwed over in some way. And then 2 seconds later, Michael Cole said Seth Rollins had been screwed over. Then we move into the 10 o'clock hour and get another match at 10:10 p.m. Yes, I kept record of this. And it's between Dom's mustache and Jey Uso, who, oh my God, it's clearly been a while since I've watched because I had no idea that he is kind of a big deal now. Like, dude, what? Wow. Good for him. So he's main event Jey Uso now. And you know what? It's what he deserves. So this match happens, and then Liv Morgan, who's kind of looking like Trisha Paytas' younger sister, comes out as a distraction. So I guess there's a thing going on between her and Dom, and then Rhea, so like a triangle thing there. And Rhea doesn't like that. She also doesn't like Liv Morgan. But you know what? She fights for her man, that Rhea. She fights for that mustache. And that's hot. And now we transition to the next segment that involves something that I am aware of. The Wyatt Six is a thing now, and Bo Dallas is the leader. So Chad Gable is calling out Bo Dallas, saying, oh, he's Uncle Howdy. And everyone's like, yeah, duh. And this is where Raw takes a bit of a dip for me, but hold on there. It will get better. This beatdown on Bo Dallas happens. It doesn't matter who is involved. Whenever like people beat up a wrestler, like whatever the situation is, and in this case, it's like Chad Gable and his cronies do a beatdown on Bo Dallas. It's just so awkward because you also have the audience who doesn't really know how they should react, or they don't react correctly to what's going on, or they don't react at all. Usually it's just awkward silence. So you have some people who are trying to boo in the stands, but for the most part, people are just standing or they're sitting and watching. And, you know, this thing is happening in the ring. Bo is getting beaten up, and it's like, the air just deflated from the room. I just don't like this. Like, the energy was so solid throughout, you know, everything that I watched so far. It was a really great pace. And then I feel like I just ran into a brick wall. This happened. However, then this happened, and I thought, oh, I spoke too soon. Maybe Triple H really does know what he's doing, because this immediately intrigued my interest. How this was done was so incredibly well paced. It was the perfect counter to, you know, the beatdown that I just witnessed that just deflated my energy and like lost my interest. This brought my interest back. It is theatricality, which I absolutely love. It is the drama. So this is the Wyatt Six, and I did see their debut on social media, so I am aware of this being an homage and a continuation of Bray Wyatt's legacy. However, I will say, when it comes to anything involving the Wyatts, I think I will always be hesitant to see a storyline involving that, because they've always fallen flat for me in the past. I'm curious, I'm intrigued. And then we get to the final match of the night, which was at 10:45 p.m. And this was Sami Zayn versus Ilya Dragunov for the Intercontinental title. Um, I've actually never seen Ilya Dragunov wrestle before. I thought it was a really solid match, and I completely forgot that Sami Zayn does the Blue Thunder Bomb. And I do remember that Jun Akiyama is the creator of that move. I hope you're proud of me. I've deleted most wrestling knowledge from my brain, but I've retained a few nuggets here and there. And then Braun Breaker interrupted, and the match ended. Legit, I have not seen that guy since NXT. I'm not lying when I say it's been a while since I followed WWE or watched it. So in the 2 hours that I watched, we got 4 matches. They were all solid, even though I didn't like that movie promo interruption during the women's tag match. So in conclusion, I am impressed by what I saw from WWE. It's been a while since I felt that way about y'all. My friend is now really, really happy that I watched, and now she wants me to keep watching, and she's like starting to fill me in on everything, and now she's talking about SmackDown, and I am so overwhelmed right now. So that's it. That's all I've got. If you want to help me out by filling in any of the plot holes that I'm missing, feel free to leave that all in the comments down below, and I hope you stick around. If you enjoy this video, consider subscribing, giving it a like, hit that notification bell for the next time that I put out a video, because this is just going to be so inconsistent while I figure out what I'm doing with this channel. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.